Okay, hello guys, how are you today? I hope all of you to be fine. So, hello Miss Summer, how are you? Miss Summer? Okay, so Hiba William. Yasmin Salah.
Yes, doctor.
Where are you guys?
Yes, doctor. Doctor.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Hello Hiba, how are you?
I'm fine, doctor. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think it's about
Connection?
it's about no, it's about speaker here. It's okay. So, how are you, Hiba? I miss you.
I miss you too, doctor. Really,
Okay.
I will miss you after this course, really.
Yeah, really? Okay. I will miss all of you wallahi after course.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope we have another course with you.
Okay, I hope that. So if you have any question, you can connect me anytime. You are welcome all the time.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.
Okay. So what is technology for your point of view?
Technology is something improve our life. Something is very important to life continue.
Yeah.
And it's important to each country to improve technology. I mean, it's very important to Egypt to improve itself. You mean what I mean?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Uh, 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 it's my point. Technology, something to improve our life in general.
Yeah. Okay, from my point of view, technology, it's about knowledge because we can't build technology without knowledge. We
Yeah.
can't build technology, machine, robots, something
Yeah.
very difficult to produce without experience, without techniques through which humans change, transform, and use our environment in order to create tools, to create machines, to create products and service that meet our needs and desires. So if I want to talk about knowledge in general, because we have technology in science, in art, in any section in medicine, because I see a lot of developments now in other countries outside borders. They develop technology, especially in medicine.
Yeah.
In medicine tools, So technology, it's about building knowledge, skills, experience, and the tools. Without without it, we can't create any reports. So through human role and through study, we can transform our environment to a smart cities.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else you can add more?
I can add something very important that we should improve this knowledge in a good way,
Yeah.
or we use it in a good way.
Yeah.
That make up sorry that make us improve.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. I will come back to you, Yasmin.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. Yasmin, hello. How are you?
Fine, doctor. How are you?
Good evening, Yasmin. How's everything going with you? How about your work?
Fine. It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay.
So could you please tell me what is the difference between science and technology?
Okay, technology is all around you. It
Mm,
has always been a part of your daily life.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
and used in technology, in science,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah. What else?
Um, um, Nothing, doctor. Nothing, doctor. Doctor,
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
hello.
So do you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Mr. Magdi. Okay, Yasmin, please can you repeat your answer because I have a problem here with the speaker.
Okay.
Huh. Huh. What is the difference between technology and science for your point of view?
And technology products of process في الساينس. اوكي.
Yeah. Huh. How about science?
ساينس
Yeah. Huh.
يعني هي من
Huh.
يعني
Okay, you can think. Take your time. Okay.
اوكي دكتور.
And I will come back to you. Heba, what is the difference between science and technology? Heba,
Yes, doctor. Sorry. Yes.
yeah, it's okay, Heba. Yeah, you can tell me. You can tell me any sentences from your point of view.
Sorry, doctor. My connection, I lost it and come back.
Yeah, it's okay. So I will repeat the question, okay? So
Okay.
what is the difference between science and technology?
Science and technology.
Yeah, what it comes in your head, in your mind, when you hear the term science? Do you remember Heba, about subject in your school? Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I speak about science, I, I remember chemistry and
Yeah, perfect. What
yeah,
else?
and physics.
Yeah.
And the third one, I think, in English, biology.
Yeah, so I will ask you the question now. So, Hiba, how do you know about our world? Do you remember Albert Einstein? Do you remember how do you know about our world? How do you know about water degree? How do you know about earthquake? Everything around us. How do you know about your nature? How do you know about it?
I think we know it through scientists discovered.
Perfect. Through study science. So
Yeah.
science is based on studying structure and
Yeah.
behavior of the physical and natural world. How? Through observation and experiment. Do you remember when you did any experiment in laboratory in your school? Do you remember?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
example, C2 plus, maybe H2O. Do you remember?
yeah.
Do you
I
remember
remember.
it? So
Yeah.
how can I know about science through experiments? How do you know about coronavirus pandemic through laboratory, through scientists that do experiment into laboratory?
Laboratory. Yeah.
Yeah. So science means studies of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world. Through
Yeah.
how do I know? How do I study natural or nature among ourselves? Through observation and experiment. What else you can add?
Mm,
What is the
uh,
difference? How can I differentiate, I distinguish between science and technology?
uh, science.
Huh? It's very
Science for
clear, you know. Huh? Take your time.
science. Anything like biology, chemistry.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I love your
And
answers. Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
and technology.
Deals
Like
with. So, what does the technology deal with? Huh?
I think deal with uh, something like
Like reports, you know, like mathematics.
yeah, yeah. I mean that
So machines,
machines. Yeah,
tools.
this is what I mean.
Yeah,
Machines.
yeah, machines,
Yeah,
tools. Something that produced by human being. So who creates machines and robots?
he's a human being. The
Human
people.
being.
Yeah,
Perfect. How about nature? Who created it? God.
God. Yeah.
So the
So, doctor,
differentiate. Yeah.
you mean that science study things that create by God, and technology study
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that
Do you
made by
remember
human?
biology about virus, about your body structure, your
Yeah,
blood? Do you remember your pressure? Everything
yeah,
inside you, it's biology. So how
biology.
can I do it? How can I do it? By study science.
Yeah,
But technology can help, you know? Technology
yeah,
can help
can
with,
help us. Yeah,
yeah, with tools to improve or develop
like,
our world, you know,
yeah,
to
like
take our world to a higher level, you know.
yeah,
So the difference between
technology.
science, yeah,
Technology help us with the instruments.
yeah,
Uh,
perfect.
yeah, like I don't know in English microscope, for example.
Yeah, so microscopes here, it means theories, theories of space around us. Do you remember Albert Einstein? So
Yeah,
Albert Einstein's theories, you know, it's very difficult because he wanted us to go beyond the world that we live in, to go around the space and think about what beyond that space, what beyond this nature.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so science is about observing the natural world and building up theories about it. Do you remember physics? Do you remember نيوتن كان في له كذا قانون كده I don't remember it
Uh,
درستها في الفيزياء زمان. Do you remember?
جاذبية.
Yeah, gravity. Do you remember it? But
Yeah,
technology is about putting such theories into practice. I will transfer theories, I will transfer mathematics that I studied into practice, into
yeah,
something I will produce in the
yeah,
future. When scientific studies thrive, so does the technology related to that field. That's why I told you that technology is related to science.
Science.
How it can help with tools. It can help doctors. It can help with, surgery.
Yes.
So technology is very important in our life. Okay. Most important thing to remember when it comes to science and technology is that they can go hand in hand. That's why most of the time they are used together. But
Yeah.
there will always be a difference, a big difference between them. But they are come together. They are go hand in hand. They are related to each other. They are,
If we improve technology, we will succeed in science.
yeah, we will succeed in science. Yeah, perfect. That's why during coronavirus pandemic, China studies, they attacked everything. They are against now coronavirus pandemic, and there is no virus in their country because they attacked it, because they have technology, they have sensors, to measure temperature in the streets. But in other countries, they don't have anything about sensors, about measure temperature, high temperature or not. That's why every day technology proves that if you have technology, you can survive in the future. But if you don't have technology, you can't survive. So, do you know how can we imagine our world now without online education? How? Without YouTube, without Zoom, without something like that, it will be a catastrophe. It will be a disaster. So it's
Uh,
very important. Yeah, you can tell me in the comments.
Without technology during the Corona period, mm, I mean, can I speak this sentence in
Yeah,
Arabic?
you can tell me and I can help you. Yeah.
يعني ده من ده من كرم ربنا ان في التكنولوجي دي في العصر بتاع كورونا، ان كان ممكن ما يبقى، يعني لو كان مثلا جت كورونا من 20 سنة فاتت، ما كانش هيبقى
Yeah,
فيه
yeah,
كل اللي
yeah,
احنا فيه ده، ولا
yeah,
تعليم ولا دراسة ولا حتى
yeah,
الكورس اللي احنا بناخده دلوقتي.
yeah, of course. I strongly agree with you because, it's about God. It's about God mercy.
Yeah, it's a good
So
news.
it's very important to know about ourselves, to forgive people because it's just a short life. So we have to for granted about technology. We have interest about it, about technology, because China, it's a good example for technology because they attack coronavirus with their technology and they close their country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much. I will come back to Yasmin.
Yes, doctor.
um okay, what social changes have cell phones made?
Again, doctor, please.
Yeah, again. Okay. So, phones or mobile phones,
Okay, okay.
it's invention.
Yeah.
So, what are the changes? How the mobile phones, it changed our life, it changed society. From psychological studies to our life now, about mental health, about our psychological problems inside us, about social media. So tell me how. Take your time and think about it.
Okay.
All of you think about this question because I will ask all of you.
Okay, telephones made it easier for business to communicate with each other.
Yeah, to communicate with people. Okay, what
Okay.
else?
And the telephone revolutions the way,
Revolution. Yeah,
yeah,
revolution. Yeah,
at people communicating with each other.
yeah,
Many business benefited from the advancements in communicate.
yeah.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, I love your ideas. You can give me more.
Okay, doctor.
Okay.
And took videos and
Yeah, tell me how do mobile phones, um, focus on awareness, especially on social media, awareness of anything, maybe trends, maybe anything. How?
okay.
Huh?
Um, and use يعني the video to see each other,
Huh?
to see each other.
What else? Yasmin, cell phone have it changed the way that individuals socially interact. Individuals now
Okay, more
can communicate
application.
more through text message, WhatsApp, Telegram, Messenger, Facebook
Yeah.
Messenger,
Facebook,
then they
Google.
are face to face. So if you want to do anything, you text your friend, you
Yes,
text your manager. So it
yes,
becomes easier to go and travel by any transportation and meet someone face to face.
yes, doctor. Okay,
Okay, thank you so much. I will come back to you. Mr.
okay, doctor.
Magdi,
So, doctor,
hello, how are you?
I am fine, thanks.
Okay, could you please tell me about your daily routine, Mr. Magdi?
What?
Tell me about your daily routine.
Daily
What did you do? What did you do today?
every day I wake up morning at 7 o'clock and
Yeah,
wash my face and took uh, my office, stay from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock afternoon.
yeah,
I work monteer and montage like so on make as a film.
yeah,
Take any order my photographic video to ticket photo ticket video and come back اخرجها احطها ايه يعني put it computer and cut it some meaning some shot small shot and small shot and small shot
yeah.
يعني collection as a film.
Okay, perfect. Okay, could you please tell me about what do you think about sales phone? How how do sales phones change our society?
Cells.
Your mobile phone.
What is phone?
You don't know mobile phone? This is mobile phone.
Mobile phone. Mobile phone. Okay,
Yeah, mobile phone. Yeah.
I don't hear good.
Yeah.
Mobile phone now is necessary to make anything. Mobile phone now can stop watch TV and hear radio.
Yeah.
Mobile phone like now يعني equal اوفيس موفي اوفيس يعني مكتب متحرك. يعني انا عاوز اقول مكتب متحرك.
What do you mean by مكتب متحرك? What do you mean by that?
يعني اوفيس موفين اوفيس. يعني هو
I don't understand your sentences. What do you mean by that? Is this a metaphor, for example?
more example يعني like when I want to send email I send email by phone. When I make a chat with anybody.
Yeah. You can say it's flexible. Flexible means
flexible.
you can. Yeah. So
flexible.
you can do anything with sales phones, with Mac, for example, with your laptop. Flexible
now
with
now
yeah.
Android system. Can I installation any program application to order anything I want to eat. دكتور خرجت.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you. What else?
اطلب like or application اطلب. When I want to make order food to bring to house or office or any place, can I make order by application اطلب. ايه تاني؟ When I go to any place I don't know it, can I install application map to write like مصر الجديدة.
You mean that sales phones make our life more easier? How? Through application that we installed in our phones from Apple Store or maybe your store, Android store. So you can do anything. You can order food, fast food. You can go mapping, for example, if you have an interview meeting in a place you don't know. So it makes our lives more easier than in the past. You can't do anything. And sales phones, raises awareness among people, because without sales phones, we can know about coronavirus news. We can't know about what's happening around us, what's happening in other countries. So mobile phones and internet raises awareness among people. It raises awareness in their mind, but it depends on the pages you follow, for example, on Facebook. So it depends on your you know, the plan, the pages you choose. You can choose maybe useless pages. That's why you will not raise your awareness. But how
Okay.
about science pages? How about educational pages? How about channels, educational channels on YouTube that raises your awareness? You don't have to take every course in every term, in every subject, because you have your mobile and you have application YouTube and you can search. And you have also, you know, online platforms like Coursera and something like that. Okay, so they
Okay, with you,
offer
Dr.
you more courses, you know, so you can upload, you can download videos in your mobile phone. You can do anything. You can write notes. You can call your mother to care about her health. You can do any urgent calls, urgent messages.
take anything like photo, like video. When I
Yeah,
reservation anything can reservation like train ticket, anything
yeah,
like so on.
yeah. Thank you for your lovely ideas. I always support your way of thinking, Mr. Magdi. Wallahi, I appreciate your knowledge. You
Okay,
have
thank
a
you.
perfect knowledge. Thank you so much, Miss Summer. Miss
Yes,
Summer.
doctor.
Yeah, hello. How are you? Where have you been?
Fine, fine. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, so I will miss all of you wallahi after course.
So, وأنا كمان so me. I miss you very, very much.
Okay,
The
thank you
doctor,
so much for your sweet words, wallahi. Okay,
thank you.
so Miss Summer, what do you think about sales phone? Yeah, first of all, I'm sorry about your interaction. Thank you so much, Yasmin, about your idea that sales phone used to connect anything easily. Thank you so much. You can.
Doctor, I say technology is translate to science in the life. Technology يعني technology is it translate the science in the life يعني هي اللي بتخلي الساينس على في الواقع. Technology.
What do you mean about that?
I mean the science is the subject true, but the people technology helping to technology يعني technology help the people, but science is science يعني للعلماء فقط الساينس بس يعني للستودنت يعني دراسة.
Yeah, this is a point of view. You add more information about it. Thank you so much.
Now in my school technology is very important يعني now نعمل summer school online. فالتكنولوجي is very summer school online. Yes. Online زي activity to the student.
Yeah, perfect. I love it. Wow. You can. Could you please tell me more about it?
We zone and يعني with that zone we and my يعني أصدقاء friends in the work
Your co-worker.
video work video to art or art to أو agriculture اللي هم التدبير المنزلي ده مش what the meaning of اللي هو الاقتصاد المنزلي يعني how to بيعملوا حاجات بايديهم هاند ميد شغل هاند ميد
how to make handmaids. Yeah, I love your idea.
Yes.
A creative way to help. So how do these activities help students help young learners in your school? Tell me more.
بقى زوم عن طريق يعني without استخدام زوم or تليجرام بروجرام
Yeah.
تليجرام.
Mm.
وفي language is German or French English بيبقى يعني نعمل زي speak برضه speak مع التيتشر مع الستودنت and read في المكتبة يعني بنعمل زي قصص في المكتبة to help the student how to studies يعني يستفادوا من الأجازة يعني what's the meaning of الاستفادة من الأجازة يعني أو استثمار الأجازة.
To benefit, yeah, to benefit from their holiday, to benefit from it. How through activities that schools organized and management organized, such as art, language, science, handmade, something like that. I love your creative ideas. I think your management is very strong in your school because not all schools, support something like that. So of course I support you to create and more because students, they have a long holiday,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah. So what do you think about mobile phones, Mr. Summer? How does mobile phone change our life? How does the mobile phone, your mobile, help you in your daily routine, in your daily life?
Mobile help in the life so much, but he is يعني بعدنا عن بعض يعني هو أنا ممكن أتكلم عربي؟
No, in English. I can help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Mobile phone.
in the work is very important. عشان use the WhatsApp and the Telegram, Google Play application. ممكن عند حد يعني to go to work مثلا استخدام Uber application.
Yeah.
But in the life يعني خلينا بعاد عن بعض يعني علمنا الكسل
I
شوية.
will tell you. So to sum up your words, thank you so much because you and Mr. Megdi are expert in life. I learned from you and Mr. Megdi a lot. So mobile phones, when it comes to business items, when it comes to business study, it's very, very useful. We can't work without it. We can't do anything without it. And of course, internet connection, because everything is related, go hand in hand with mobile phones. But when it comes in our lives, we have to stop. Why? Because it has a bad effect in our lives, in our family. When it comes to any holiday in our life, every one of us in our home, holds their mobile phones and scrolling down any news, anything on Facebook, anything on social media. So we can't hang with each other. We can't go and do comics and something like that. We can't, have lunch together. So yeah, of course, it had a bad effect when it comes to psychological and studies. But you are the holder of your phone. You have the upper hand. You can control your tools. You can control your usage. You can control it if it comes to your family and your lunch time. I will close it and stay with my family and have lunch and have fun memories with each other. But when it comes to business, yeah, of course, it's very, very important. But you are the upper hand. You can control everything. So don't make your mobile phones control on you. Do you remember, do you know what I'm meaning? So this is very important. If it comes to your friends, your relatives, just take it away. Okay? Take it away and stay
Yes.
with. Yeah, thank you so much for your word, handheld. Thank you so much, Yasmin. Yeah, it's handheld. Okay, so you can advise your daughters, your family. You can do anything. You can do funny activities in your home to take attention, to attract their attention to you as a one family. But if you are a mother and hold cell phones in your hand every time, all the time, so how do you spend your free time with your daughters, with your husband, with your family? So it's up to you, not up to cell phones. So you should control your usage on sales phone and especially social media. Okay. Do you have
Okay,
any
doctor.
comments? Do you have any comments to add?
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wallahi. I surprised with your ideas and Mr. Magdi. Heba William,
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor, with you.
do you have any comments to add with Miss Summer?
I agree with her totally. And regarding phone, if we use it in a good way, it will be very useful for us. For example, as they said, through application we download in our mobiles. This is in a good way. And if we use it in a bad way, for example, as you said, doctor, spend all the time. If I'm a mother and they spend all the time watching mobile,
It's a disaster, you know?
yeah. That's all.
Yeah, do you have any bad experience with social media?
I have not bad experience, but my daughter sometimes open YouTube and she watched some video who make I think tricky things. اللي هي خداع.
Yeah. You mean about magic?
Yeah.
Magic, yeah, magic.
Yeah, something like that. And I asked her, when you see this things, Elena, and she said that I watch into YouTube. And I asked her to stop watch YouTube, and I download the YouTube Kids. It's very
yeah, of course. Be careful about this. This
Yeah.
is a child, so she don't have any awareness about the world that we had, that
Yeah.
we live in. So be careful about that. You can download any useful and educational
Yeah.
applications.
Yeah,
But
I
I
made
want you
that.
to, it will attract everything, especially in this age, you know? So be careful
Yeah.
about that.
I download the YouTube Kids and I choose which topic she can open it.
Okay.
And
Be careful, Hiba, about animation and cartoons, because I see a lot of people, and even me, when I were a kid, they are useless. The daughter or the son or the child, he just sit down and stay a long time, maybe 8 hours. And mothers and fathers, yeah, they are very cute, they are very calm, but this is,
no, really, I
had
don't.
a bad effect. Be careful about this, because they addict these animations. So don't let them to stay a long time, maybe more than 5 or 6 hours, to stay and watch movies and watch animation on television. Be careful about that.
Really,
You
really,
can
I am trying to do my best.
you can subscribe in any creative activities, in any centers, in any place.
Yeah, really, we made that already.
Okay, so I will ask you some question, and you have the choice to think about that. How can you help someone who had suffered if you are not a professional counselor? If you have your if you stay in your home, in your apartment, and someone knocks on your door, and you see your best friend or your sister, she's crying, she has a problem in her life,
Yeah.
how can you help her in her problem?
First of all, I welcome her and I will make her.
وانا بتجيبي مناديل بقى وبتعيطي جنبها.
وممكن أعيط بس بحاول يعني. Just make her quiet and listen to her very carefully. For me, I don't like when I'm very nervous or I am very I speaking about the problem. I don't like anyone to interpret my discussion.
To interrupt you, to listen you all the whole story.
Yeah.
From washing the dishes to the argument with your husband, for example. Yeah.
Yeah,
buy things and items from supermarket.
But in the same way, I don't like speaking. I don't like to speak a lot.
Talk a lot, yeah.
I listen to all the story, but in the summary, not in details. In details, no, I will kill her.
What? So you become bored.
Sorry, become what?
Be careful about your reaction. If I want to tell you details, that's my character, so be careful about that. She will kill you, not you.
Yeah.
So, are you professional in solving problems or not?
No, for sure not professional, but we are trying. The life learned us a lot, and we are just trying and listen to the persons who are bigger than us. For sure, we can learn from them, like Miss Summer. Really, I love all her comments.
Yeah, and Mr. Magdi as well.
And Mr. Magdi, yeah.
Yeah. They are very expert in life.
Yeah.
بحس ان انا جنبهم كده لسه صغيرة يعني.
Both of them are very good, really.
Yeah. God bless her and her daughters. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you know about trauma? Trauma means suffer, hurt. You have something bad in your life that happened in the past, and you have a physical and health bad effect. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? And how If someone, for example, your best friend or your sister has a trauma.
Has what, doctor? Drama?
Trauma. I will write it.
Yeah.
Trauma means a bad experience in your life that affected you for a long time. For example,
Yeah.
love story, and
Yeah.
you failed in it, but you have a bad effect because of this, for example, love story, because you live, for example, your country, you live far away from your parents, and you
Yeah, I
have
think some I don't know, I will say it right or trauma.
trauma. It's
Trauma. Yeah. I think some trauma people can forget it easily, and some situations they cannot forget it. For example, losing of someone in family. It's a very big.
Yeah.
But love story, people should understand that the life should be continue.
Yeah, should be continued. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have someone that has trauma and she comes to you and tells you about her trauma, for example, maybe your sister, maybe your best friend, how do you deal with that? When, for example, when your daughter, when she grows up, inshallah, in the future, she has a trauma in anything, in bad experience, maybe in school, maybe in education, maybe she didn't have high scores in her education and she had trauma. Because I see a lot of people, and I see people who come courses here, they graduated from their university and they have trauma because of their high school scores, and they didn't. They entered the university they didn't like. So I see their trauma, I see their shock about life, because now they have nothing to do, because they lost their ambition. How do you deal with that?
I will tell her that let's learn from this trauma. For example, if she is didn't get a good score, I will tell her let's learn from this and improve ourselves in future. If you don't like something, it's okay. Just we can pass on it only, and we can improve us in other thing. For example, my daughter, she don't like drawing, but I told her just we can try. We can try drawing as some of her colleagues they are laughing about her drawing, and I told her let's try to learn it. If you accept it and if you like it, we can continue, and if we don't like it, it's okay.
Okay. So, do you think disasters can help build a community?
Sorry, what's the meaning of disaster?
Disaster, it's like a problems that have bad effects in you.
Please, doctor, the question again, please.
Okay, I will tell you now. 1 minute. Disaster means, Hiba, it's like a storm. It's, for example, like accident. I will give you example. Yesterday, my brother had an accident So it's a disaster because I shocked, I surprised what happened yesterday because
Yeah.
he had an accident while he go to the, for example, to work or anything.
Yeah.
So disaster means maybe event such as a store accident which causes a great suffering or damage. For example, youth nowadays they don't have any jobs.
Yeah.
So they are always suffer from that. That's why it's a disaster. Because why it's a disaster? Because it has a bad effect on people. They suffer
They
and
suffered
damage and kill people's dreams. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So if I tell you, do you think this disasters that happen, and this is very creative, and I love this question. Do you think disasters can build or can help building a community? Any community in any country?
I think, Doctor, it's if you are speaking regarding a person, it will be according to character. And if we are speak about a country, it's related to the هي عزيمة يعني.
What do you mean? You can tell me a sentences.
يعني لو
إرادة مين؟
ترجع
يعني مين إرادة؟ It's
أيوة
like
إرادة
will.
إرادة الناس أو
Will.
إرادة
It's like
الشعب.
will. Their will.
Yeah. If we speak about the country, people will they can of course improve themselves.
Okay, I'm telling you about community. I'm telling you about countries. How?
About countries.
Yeah, how about disasters that happen, like earthquake, like storm, like burning something. Do you think that disasters like earthquake, storms can help build communities or not?
Yeah, my answer, I mean, it's according to the people of the country or the people of the community itself.
Yeah, I understand you. Okay,
yeah.
but we have another idea. Let's listen to our scientists here. Miss Summer, thank you so much. I will come back to you to add more comments about that. Okay, Miss Summer.
Yes, doctor.
So I'm passionate about answering this question. So, Ms. Summer, do you think that disasters that happened in any country can build a society, can build a community again?
Sorry, doctor, please again.
Okay, I will tell you. Do you think disasters, disaster can help build a community like earthquake? Okay, disaster means, guys, accident that have bad effect. Okay, Yasmin tells us about it. It depends on the event. Okay, I will come back to you. Thank you. Yeah. اوكي يعني بالعربي لو احنا عندنا ديزاستر، لو احنا عندنا حاجه كبيره جدا زي وور مثلا او زي فيروس كورونا اللي حاليا يعني ده this is a disaster, this is a catastrophe. هل الفيروس ده، هل المشكله دي او الديزاستر دي ممكن انها تغير من الكوميونتي، ممكن تغير من المجتمع، ممكن تغير، او ممكن الديزاستر دي او الحاجه الوحشه دي تخلينا نغير من الكوميونتي بتاعنا او تخلينا نغير من نفسنا؟ يعني في اوقات احنا بيحصل لنا حاجات في حياتنا وحشه، فبعد كده بنحمد ربنا ان هي حصلت في حياتنا عشان هي فعلا غيرت a part of our life، يعني غيرت من جزء من حياتنا. for example لو أنا مثلا لا قدر الله دخلت كلية أنا مش حباها، بس ربنا رايد لي فيها الخير، لأن لو كنت دخلت الكلية التانية لا قدر الله ممكن كان يحصل لي حاجة. طب ربنا منع إن أنا مثلا كنت عايزة أسافر بره بس ما سافرتش، ما حصلش نصيبي الشهر ده، رغم إن في ناس مثلا لا قدر الله سافرت على الطيارة نفسها والطيارة وقعت في المية. فعرفت إن أنا ربنا منع عني الحدث ده علشان إيه؟ علشان هو كاتب لي حاجة أحسن منها. So I'm asking you, so do you agree with that? Do you agree with fate? هل أنت بتؤمني بالقضاء والقدر؟ هل أنت بتؤمني إن الكوارث، هقولها لك باللغة العربية، disaster means كارثة means a big problem, a big accident that has a great damage, a great bad effect on people. So هل انت بتؤمني ان الكوارث دي ممكن تبني كوميونتي؟ ممكن لو حصل لا قدر الله جينا في عشوائيات مثلا ولا قدر الله حصل earthquake هناك، هل انت بتقتنعي ان الايرثكويك ده ممكن يكون حاجه كويسه انها تغير، انها ممكن مثلا government انه يبني لهم مكان جديد for example، يغير من النفوس
طريقة البناء نفسها؟ أكيد هيغير من طريقة البناء نفسها.
Yeah, so I'm asking you about any community in any world in general، يعني مش لازم Egypt. So do you think that disasters can help build a community again?
Yes,
think and tell me how.
I think
yeah.
طبعا.
How? Give me more ideas.
I just يعني example was حصل with me.
Yeah, you can tell me your personal. Yeah, I'm listening to you.
In Friday, I going with my husband to go to market. In the street, we are accident. يعني ليا وليه والحمد لله، يعني الحمد لله نجينا منها الحمد لله.
I'm sorry for that. How about you now? How about your health? I hope you are fine. You and
الحمد لله ربنا لطيف، يعني الحمد لله يعني لطيف ربنا سبحانه الله. في كل شيء طبعا بيبقى ربنا سبحانه وتعالى يعني لطفه فوق كل شيء طبعا.
Yeah. Okay. What else you can add?
What the problem in the life now with Corona is دي يعني دي help to the people to mean what the life is غالية، يعني قد إيه الحياة غالية، يعني كان
a value. How the life is a value, is a high value، ليها قيمة كبيرة عندنا، high value. Yeah.
what زي إن يعني زي الحياة كانت واخدانا مش عارف يعني مش محسسانا.
we live in a circle. We live in a work circle. Yeah. Yeah, like animals. We don't have to balance between our work and our lives. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is
work ده without parents، مش بنتعامل مع parents and cousins يعني بعيد عنهم.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wallahi, Miss Summer, and I hope you and your husband will be fine, Wallahi. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, Mr. Magdi.
Yes, with you.
Yeah, so Mr. Magdi, I'm coming back to you. Could you please tell me, do you think disasters can build a community, any community again?
Desert, what is this? Desert, desert.
It's not desert, it's a disaster. Disaster means
مصمم.
كارثة. Yeah.
When My dad was building in my house in the past. Agreement with a disaster to make a plan to the earth and make measure المقاسات
Yeah.
to designer my house.
Design your house, yeah.
Designer house. My dad require for him to make a big house, no small house. After that, we can divide it in anything after that in home and so on.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, me. Thank you so much, Mr. Magdi.
Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Do you think
Okay,
disasters can help a community?
اوكي انا هتكلم عن الكوفيد. اوكي
What will you speak about?
هتكلم عن الكوفيد 19.
Yeah, coronavirus. Yeah, COVID-19. Okay.
Many countries of the world
Yeah.
and many people have lost a loved one. Okay.
Yeah.
so يعني عايزه اقول لابد ان احنا يكون في change في الكالتشر clearness.
واحدة عليا. This is not موضوع تعبير واحدة. So you can tell me any sentences, I will help you.
Okay. Many countries of the world
Yeah.
and many people have lost a loved one. Okay. So ان احنا لازم يكون في change في الكالتشر clearness.
You mean coronavirus pandemic? It changes our culture. Yeah. What else?
In life.
Culture in life? How? What do you mean culture in life?
Clearness. Culture clearness.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
And يعني عايزه اقول السلام والحاجات دي.
Peace.
Okay.
Yeah. So how does coronavirus pandemic help spreading peace among people? I don't think so about peace, especially this period of time.
يعني مثلا معلش ممكن اتكلم عربي؟
No, this is English. You can tell me. I can help you. Yes, me والله.
Okay. In the past, قبل COVID-19, more people peace to each other. Okay.
Yeah. So
but now
they didn't have any good hurt.
Yes.
They didn't forgive each other. They always have hatred. Hatred means you don't like someone. Hatred to each other. Okay.
And visited يعني visited us. يعني احنا نزور بعضينا.
Yeah.
Okay. And take care. يعني كل واحد بيحترس لنفسه يعني.
Yeah. So every person or each person cares about himself. He's a selfish man or she is a selfish woman.
Yes.
What else? Yeah, I love your ideas.
Thank you, Doctor.
What else? Do you have any comments to add?
No, Doctor.
Thank you. Hiba William, do you have any comments?
No, Doctor.
Okay, I will tell you how disasters can help build a community. In the past, during 70 and 80, periods, we had first war and second war among countries to each other, between France and maybe Britain, America, and maybe Egypt, France, you know. So Germany, of course. So we had a lot of wars. It happened many decades. And some people, or a lot of people in the past, they lose or lost their family members. They lost their lovely people. So that was a disaster, because you kill human being with bombs, with your tools. So in the past, the people do not have any kind of peace, because each country wants to control the world. Because I studied history of England. England wanted to contribute, wanted to wanted to invade the whole world. So they were very crazy about that. They wanted to control everything, like God. I am the strongest country in the world. But after that, countries comes and ministries and political issues came. They told people to stop fighting each other, because every country lost their people. So what happened afterwards? Because of these words those words, we have a lot of scientists like Albert Einstein. We have a lot of them. During those words, they build the science. They don't care about anything. They just, care about their science, their imagination. Because you are in a war. Sooner or later you will die. So what will I do to save my family, to do anything in my life? They work, and they have theories. That's why the next period, decade of time, their theories are built in new science and technology. So disasters and wars, her great result or effect that we have scientists. We have now development in their countries. If you read any history, that our borders, like Egypt and any Arabian country, we were the strongest. We had I think scientist Ibn Sina, I think, and doctors, I don't remember their names, and we studied it, of course, during our studies in school. So we were strongest, but foreigners like America and England, they took our science and translate it into English. And now we are the weakest. We travel outside to take the science that were found in our earth. Okay? So great wars, earthquakes, for example, in Japan, in China, it changed people. You know, in China, if you read stories, if you watch any historical movie about China, I swear they didn't have anything in their country. They didn't have food to feed their children. But I want you to look about these countries now. This is China. China now is the strongest country in the world in technology, because of earthquakes, because of catastrophe, because of storms, because of wars. They know about value of life. They know about work. And they work hard and develop their country. But how about us? We didn't do anything until now. We just are yelling about each other, you know, about our money, about our appearance. I am very rich than you. I have a brand. I have a t-shirt from Zara, and you have t-shirt from Tawheed and Noor. And I see a lot of videos about brands like Tawheed and Noor and Thrud, you know, and Zara, yeah. So, you know, we are yelling, we are fighting about useless things, useless items. But in the same time, the people who had disasters in the past, what happened to them now? So disasters that they don't know about value of life, about their value of their country. That's why rules in Europe and America and England, they have equality. They know what is a human, not a dog. So here in our countries, like Saudi Arabia, Emirates, and Dubai, I swear, they treat people in a bad way, like dogs. You know, you are a garbage because you work in our society, you develop our country. I can kick out you anytime in our country. They proud of their patriotism. They proud of their high buildings, but they have no educational system. They just follow appearance, fashkhara, rich. I have money, and they hate Egyptian people. So how about we now? We had wars during the Muhammad Ali period, and if you read about history, you will read a lot about wars that happened in Egypt. So what happened now? How about us now? What are we doing now? Just fighting each other about brand, about al-qaima and marriage and trends on social media. Shame on all of people who do garbage and useless trends like this. In the same time, people outside there, they have usage life. Okay, Heba, you can go out, okay? So it is very important to know how a disaster transform our life or any community in a good way. So it depends on people, it depends on community itself. How will you learn from this situation? Like coronavirus pandemic, all people around the world, like us, inside borders, like European people, they don't have technology to fight this virus. They don't have sensors to measure temperatures, people's temperature. They don't have any technology. They don't have any tools in science. How about money? So how about our money? How about taxes? Where have it been? So that's why in China, now is the strongest one. They fight coronavirus pandemic and they learn from the past. No fight, no local words inside. There are rules. Everyone, we don't have about, outside borders like Europe, they don't have fights about women and men. What's wrong with you? We have a lot of fights on social media about fights on men and men. And we spend all our rest of their life and these trends, these garbage trends about women and men rights, everyone wants to prove himself that he's strongest. So we have here local words among people. Everyone wants to improve himself, that he's the strongest by his money, by his appearance, by his houses, by his cars. And you are a garbage, you are a poor man, because you don't have any government or any people that will give you your rights, So words, storms, earthquakes, any viruses, any disaster, any catastrophe, anything that happened, how will the country learn from it? Will it take it for granted and learn from it and build a good society or not? How will people learn from this lesson in a psychological way? How? So this is a very, very important issue. Stop fight with anyone on social media or face-to-face, okay? And start to develop yourself, because this is the only way to save yourself. This is the only way to take yourself in a safe zone. Because if you still here fighting on social media with people and artists, what will you do in real life? And in the future, you will not find any jobs, not find a good environment to live in. You will find people everywhere. So learn from these disasters and take it for granted, and just think about yourself, think about your life only. Don't interfere in other people's items or their lives. Don't write any comments in public figures, people, because they gain a lot of money because of you. Just follow any useful message on Facebook, just subscribe on educational YouTube channels, and you will learn a lot of them. You will develop something like that. Of course, in the summer you can pray. And you will learn from disasters. So when everyone or anyone asks you how do you learn from disaster, it's like words in the past. They develop their countries, they develop themselves, they reach their knowledge about science. And they have now science and everything, and we have nothing to do. Now we translate their books, their essays, their papers, everything from them. We take now science from them. So what will I learn from these lessons? I will learn what to do, what I have to do, to know what are rights and what are rules, what are duties to myself, to my family, to our community. How can I save myself from this bad community, this bad environment, and take my family to a good environment, to make my children grow in a good environment, to grow in useful and rich environment. That's it. So we finish club. Thank you for all of you. Thank you for all of you for sharing your personal experience. And I always learn from you a lot. Thank you, Mr. Magdi and Miss Summer and Yasmin Hiba William. Thank you so much for your share. Okay, so we have maybe 10 minutes break and we will come back. Okay. We will come back at Yeah, hello, Yasmin. Yeah, so let's come back to our next session. Do you have anything? No, I don't have it. I don't need it.
ليه يا دكتور انا ابتديت احل فيه؟
Yeah, what?
ابتديت احل فيه يعني حليت شويه
Yeah,
الحمد
it's
لله.
okay, perfect. Yeah, كويس جدا. يعني أنا قلت لكم الأول إن أنتوا تحلوا فيه عشان تخلصوه كويس جدا. إن شاء الله هنخلص الأسبوع اللي جاي، الأسبوع اللي جاي هتبقى مراجعة بإذن الله.
خلاص يا دكتور اوكي يعني ما ودوش الجامعه خلاص؟
هسألهم كده الأول أتأكد، بس خلصيه يعني علشان لو هو هيتسلم أو حاجة.
طيب
خلاص؟
حاضر يا دكتور اوكي
ماشي.
حاضر.
Do you have any other question?
No thank you.
Okay. So our session is a very, very important session. We have something in our English phonetics called past tense ED pronunciation. So someone will ask me, so ED has pronunciation? Of course, I will tell you yes. We have something in English called voice and voiceless sound. So do you remember vowels and consonants? So we have vowels and all rest of the letters are consonants. These consonants, they divided into two parts. The first part, it's voiced sound. Voiced sound that you feel vibration in your throat. You can put your hand upper in your throat and you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel vibrate. So this is voiced. How about voiceless? Voiceless means that you don't feel vibration in your throat. You don't feel it. Okay? Chair. You don't feel any vibration. So let's discover how do I pronounce verbs in past simple. For example, played, smiled, worked. Let's discover it.
Hello again and welcome back to My English Brain. Today we are talking about ED, past tense pronunciation. All right, let's get started. Past tense, for the regular verb ED, we have three sounds of ED.
Okay, so past tense regular verbs, guys, mean that it ends with ed, like played. So be careful because we have a regular verb that don't follow the rules, like go, went, gone, come, came, come. This is irregular verbs. So we have today past simple regular verbs that ends with ed. Okay, so we have three sounds of ed. How about rules? How can I pronounce each sound? Let's discover in this video.
Three distinctive and different sounds. Listen to the three verbs below for the three different sounds of ED. For example, watched,
Watched, watched, watched, watched, watched.
planned,
Planned, planned, planned,
planned, started,
started, started, started,
started, Did you hear the difference? Watched.
Watched, 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 planned, started. We have three sounds here. How can I differentiate? How can I distinguish between these vowels, and which rules will I follow? We will know now.
Planned. Started. The three sounds of ED are d, d, id.
Repeat after me between yourself. T, 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 d, 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 id, id, id. Again. T, 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 d, 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 id, id, id.
Id. Again. D, id. Listen again to the pronunciation of the verbs. What sound do you hear? For example, watched, watched. That's right, it's the t sound, watched. Next, planned, planned. That's right, it's the d sound, planned. And the last one, started, started. That's right, it's the id sound, started. So now we know we have three distinct sounds, the t, d, and id. But let's focus first on the t and the d sounds. Okay, now put your hand on your throat. That's right, do it. Now say the sounds.
Repeat after me. T, 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 d, d, d.
Now say d, 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 d. Do you feel a difference? Notice when we say t, there is no vibration. And that's because t is a voiceless sound.
I want you to put your hand on your throat. Okay, so t, there is no vibration. You can't feel any vibrate. We call sounds that have no vibration in throat, we call it voiceless sound. How about d, d? We call it voiced sound.
When we say d, d, there is vibration, and we have a voiced sound. Now, say the verb watch.
Watch,
Watch.
watch, watch.
Focus on the last sound. Ch, ch, ch. There is no vibration, and that's because ch is a voiceless sound. When we want to make the past tense with the ed, we also need a voiceless sound, because the voiceless ch and a voiceless is easier to say because both sounds are voiceless.
So why do I want to add t sound in that and id? Okay, so watch is ended by ch, ch. There is no vibration, so it's a voiceless sound. That's why if I have a voiceless sound, I will add voiceless sound. And t is not a voiced sound, it's a voiceless sound. That's why they related to each other. They make the sound correctly. But if I told you watch it, this is very difficult, and this is in a wrong way. So watch, this verb or this word is ended by voiceless sound, which is ch, ch. There is no vibration, so it's a voiceless sound. So what will I add? Be careful about the sound in the letter. So t here is the sound and da is the sound, okay? We will add t sound because it's a voiceless. So if the word ends with voiceless sound, we add voiceless sound. يعني بنحط كل اتنين متشابهين مع بعض. اوكي؟ اللي تشه هنا هي voiceless. اوكي؟ مش بنحس بالفايبريشن بأي اهتزاز بالvocal cords. And we don't feel any vibration in our vocal cords, in our throat. That's why we will add it, we will link these sounds together. Chat, chat, chat. So watch, watch. So let's discover more about voiceless sound. How do I know that this sound, this word is ended by voiceless or voiceless sound? Let's discover.
So we say watched, watched. Now say the verb plan, plan, plan.
So the last sound, not letter, it's we can feel it in our throat. So if the word ended by voiced sound, we add also voiced sound to it. How? Bland, bland. We don't say blanded. Plan, planned, plan, planned.
Notice the sound at the end. Plan. It is voiced. There is vibration. So when we want to use the past, ed, we need to use a sound that also is voiced. So we use d, d, because it's easier to use a voiced sound and another voiced sound.
So it's easier to link between sounds that have the same vibration or no vibration. يعني الvoiced مع الvoiced والvoiceless مع الvoiceless. How can I know it? By the last sound of the word watch, cha, cha, cha. There is no vibration. So I will add cha sound. Plan, plan, voiced. There is vibration. So I will add voiced sound.
So we say planned, planned. So it's important when we think about the past tense to look at the last sound. For example, watch and plan. Now let's concentrate on the other sounds we use with.
So let's focus on sounds that have no vibration. We call it voiceless sound. Let's know these sounds. Okay, so we have ch, sh, x, s, k, p, ch. I want you to repeat after me between yourself. Ch, 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 sh, sh. X, s. So be careful about letter X. The sound x, x. How about the letter S? It's s, s. How about talk? K? It's k, k, p. Be careful about p, p. You exaggerate air from your mouth. Okay, so watch. Finished. Finished. Don't say finished. No, it's finished. Finished. T, t. You forget ed and we add t sound. Finished. Finished. Faxed. Faxed. Kissed. We don't say kissed. I kissed my child. No, I kissed. T, t. I kissed. I kissed. Talked. Don't say I talked with my mother. No, forget ed. We have k sound. It's voiceless sound. So talked. Talked. Don't say stopped. 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 So the policeman yesterday stopped me away on the street. Okay, because I brought, for example, anything. So stopped. 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 Laugh. Laugh. Watched. Finished. Faxed. Faxed. Kissed. Talked. Stopped. Laugh. Okay, so I want you to listen and repeat after him and repeat after me as well. Each sound, we will pronounce it with t sound.
Laughed. Okay, let's practice. Say the sound.
Sht, sht. Watched. Watched. Be careful, we don't say sh like she in Arabic. It's a ch, 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 like watched, watched.
Watched. Watched.
Washed, washed, washed. I watched a movie yesterday. 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 I watched a movie yesterday.
He watched a movie. He watched a movie.
This is like she in Arabic. Be careful because some people have more confusion about that. They make a stop between a voiceless sound and t sound. Be careful. It is not she t. No, we pronounce these sounds in a one shot, in a one line. Okay, like finished, finished.
Finished.
Finished, finished, finished.
Finished. She finished her lunch.
She finished her lunch. She finished her lunch. She finished her lunch.
She finished her lunch.
This is X, like fax. Be careful. So there is a difference between letter and sound. Like fax, faxed.
Fixed.
Fixed, fixed.
Fixed. John fixed the problem.
John fixed the problem. Problem. Be careful about P and B. Problem. Problem. The first sound we exaggerate air from our mouth, and the second we don't exaggerate. Problem. John fixed the problem. John fixed the problem.
John fixed the problem. Kissed. Kissed. They kissed each other. They kissed each other.
Kissed. Kissed. Talked. Talked.
Talked.
talked.
Talked.
I talked with my
I
best friends.
talked a lot in class.
I talked with my friends a lot. I talked a lot in class. 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 I talked a lot in class.
I talked a lot in class.
Like stopped, stopped, stopped,
Stopped.
stopped.
Stopped. Sarah stopped the car.
Sarah stopped the car. Sarah stopped the car. Sarah stopped the car.
Sarah stopped the car.
Like laugh, laughed,
Laughed.
laughed,
Laughed.
laughed.
They laughed at my joke.
They laughed at my joke. They laughed at my joke. They laughed at my joke. They laughed at my joke. They laughed at my joke.
They laughed at my joke. Now let's focus on the vibration sounds with D. We saw with plan, and in the past tense we say planned. Now repeat the sounds and the words for the vibration.
Repeat after him, please.
Dream. Dreamed. Oh.
Plan, planned. Forget ed and but or forget d here. So we bought only the sound. Planned, dreamed. Don't say dreamed. No. Dreamed, dreamed, dreamed.
Call.
Call. I called. I called my mother yesterday.
Called.
I called my manager yesterday.
Appear.
Appeared. Don't say appeared. No, it's appeared. That sound only.
Love.
Loved.
A. Stay.
Do you remember A sound? Like stay. A sound. So we have consonants and we have two vowels. Stay. We don't say stayed. This is very wrong, and this is a common mistake. We say stayed.
Stayed.
Forget yeah sound here. Stayed. Let's listen to this. Because it's a common mistake.
To attend, they came, they stayed, and they found ways.
That question stayed with me, and it's simple.
The question stayed with me. The question stayed with me. The question stayed with me.
That question stayed with.
The question stayed with me. The question stayed with me. Stayed. The question stayed with me. The question stayed with me. That question stayed with me. Okay?
That question stayed with me, and it's simplified. That question stayed with me.
E.
Do you remember E? Like meet, feet, see,
E.
agree. So we don't say agreed, 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 agreed,
Agreed.
agreed, agreed.
I.
I
Cry.
cry, cry,
Cried.
cried, cried. We don't say cried, cried, cried.
Okay, let's practice. Say the sound. And. And.
And
Planned.
planned,
Planned.
planned.
I planned my vacation.
I planned my
I planned-
vacation. I planned my vacation. I planned my vacation. I planned my vacation.
And my vacation. Old. Old.
Old, old,
Called.
called, 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 called.
Called. John called me yesterday.
John called me yesterday. John called me yesterday. John called me yesterday.
John called me yesterday. And.
And,
And.
and,
Dreamed.
dreamed,
Dreamed.
dreamed.
I dreamed about my grandpa.
I dreamed about my
I
grandma.
dreamed about my grandpa.
I dreamed about my grandpa. I dreamed about my grandpa. I dreamed about my grandpa. I dreamed about my grandpa.
Aid.
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 Do you remember A sound? So it's aid.
Stayed.
Stayed. Stayed. Stayed. It's not stayed, guys. It's not stayed. No. Stayed. Stayed.
Stayed.
Stayed.
We stayed at home this weekend.
We stayed at home this weekend. We stayed at home this weekend. We stayed at home this weekend. We stayed at home this weekend. We stayed at home this weekend. We stayed at home this weekend. We stayed at home this weekend.
We stayed at home this weekend. I'd. Cried.
Cried. This is a vowel, not letter. I cried. Cried.
Cried. She cried during the movie. She cried during the movie.
She cried during the movie. She cried during the movie. She cried during the movie. She cried during the movie. Okay, she cried during the movie.
So now we understand the sound in watched. We understand the d sound in planned. Now let's focus on the id sound. For example, started. First, let's look at the verb in the base form. Start. Start. Notice the sound at the end. Start. Now, if in the past tense we try to use the sound, it sounds like this. Start. Start. And that's ugly and difficult to say in English. So, when the verb finishes with T, we do not use the sound. Similarly, we do not use the D sound. sound is ugly and difficult to say. So we only have one option, and that's it. So we say started, started. And this is more melodic and easy to say. So remember, the ED pronunciation, we use id only for verbs that end in T or D. For example, started or
So
ended.
I can use the sound id only for the word that ends with t sound or d sound. Start, started, started, started.
Now, let's focus on this verb, started, started. Notice we have two syllables. The first, star, and the second, did. We add an extra syllable, started. Now, in the past tense, with the id sound, when we have the and the id, we sometimes sound like we are saying did, did.
Okay, be careful about this because some people pronounce it like دي تقيلة. It's not دي تقيلة. It's light دي خفيفة. Started, started. It's not started. Okay, مش يعني احنا مش بنستخدم مستردة هنا خالص. Okay, so it's started, started.
Off as a luxury card. It started off as a card, and I don't call it luck.
Cultural, I think that the landscape has changed from when I started, from when movement came out. Cultural, I think that the landscape has changed from when I started.
And then I started traveling. And then I started. And then I started. And then I started. And then I started. And then I started.
I have known about. So when I got to college and I started learning those things, I have known about. So when I got to college and I started learning, I have known about. So when I got to college and I started learning those things, that made an impact for me because it made me realize I'm not.
So, in the past tense, the verb sounds like this. Started, started, started. Now, remember, this is a North American accent. So when people from the United States and Canada say the verb starts, that finishes in a T, and they use the past tense, it sounds like they're saying the word did. Started, started. So, if start in the past tense is started, started, then invite in the past tense is invited, invited.
We don't say, you can say invited, but in American accent, invited, invited. I invited my friends to my wedding party, for example. I invited my friends to my wedding party.
Invited. Expect. In the past tense.
Expected.
Is expected.
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 The same sound is used for d and the past tense id. For example, in the past tense, we say in.
So if I have the letter, the word that ends with the sound or t sound, we added it sound. End, ended, ended.
Did. Ended.
Ended.
Decide.
Decide. Be careful about the last sound, not letter. Decide. So it's a d sound. Forget E here, because E it's a letter. Decide. Decided.
In the past tense, we say decided.
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 And need.
Need. The sound. Needed.
In the past tense, we say needed. Needed. Remember, the id is only for verbs that end with a t or a d sound. For example, invite, in the past, invited. Decide, in the past, decided. Very good. Time to practice. Started. Started. The party started at 6. The party started at 6. Ended. Ended. The party ended at 9. The party.
Okay, so I think we finished our session today. Do you have any question? Yeah, Yasmin, Miss Summer, Mr. Magdi?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your beautiful ideas to share on our conversation club. I hope to see you, inshallah, and next week, and it will be the last week in our course. And I hope all of you to see all of you. Best of luck, and see you maybe in other courses, inshallah. So thank you so much, and